Welcome back to Southpaw Garage. Today we're finally going to be talking about the Nova some more. We actually just got back from a show. We went to the Spring 2025 Rod Run in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and it was really fun. We actually got to park the Nova in the Conte Center on the red carpet. Had a lot of compliments. People really loved the car. They loved the color, the interior, everything about it, and we actually had a lot of compliments on the engine bay. And that's because in order to get the car ready for the show, we made a few changes inside the engine bay. So why don't we pop the hood, take a look at what we've been working on. You may notice the engine bay looks a little different if you've seen my videos before. The first change is a little more subtle. We changed out those headers down there. The first set of headers that we had for the Nova were just a standard steel header. And when we got them, to keep them from rusting and starting to look bad over time, we sprayed them with a satin black Cerakote. Cerakote is a really durable finish for high heat applications. But over time, those headers, even with the Cerakote, the finish just started to where it wasn't looking as good. And instead of recoating them, we decided to go with something a little different. So we took those out, and instead we got the ceramic coated polished stainless steel headers. I think they look really good in the engine. We have the Chevy bow tie billet aluminum wire loom for the spark plug wires right there, so that shine from the headers and that loom all kind of come together. It looks really good. And of course we have the polished finishes across the engine bay to go along with those polished stainless steel headers from Hedman Headers. When I first put them on, I thought it was a pretty drastic change in the engine bay. It wasn't as dark, it brightened it up a little bit. Now, obviously down where they are, they're not as noticeable, but I really like the way it kind of changed the engine bay up a little bit. Got some more of that bright shininess down there under the hood. The next change is one that I think is a really cool one that we worked on, and that is to add Cowl induction to the Nova. So ever since we've had the Nova, we've had these Cowl induction emblems on the hood because this is an aftermarket Cowl induction hood for the Nova. But Novas didn't have factory Cowl induction back when they came out. So in order to have Cowl induction, you kind of have to make it yourself. So what we actually did was we took a 1969 Camaro Cowl induction kit. We cut off the snorkel that would be coming out about right here on this side of the engine, and we welded a plate into the pan where that snorkel attaches to it and smoothed everything out, so we just have the main circle for the Cowl induction pan. We have of course the rim and the seal here, and then we have a spacer under there sitting on the carb so everything sits at a good height. And then we have our chrome air cleaner cover inside the Cowl induction pan. So this ends up sealing really good to the hole in the hood right there that allows the engine to suck air in from outside when it's running instead of using so much of the hot engine air and recirculating that through the engine. That's good not only for power because cold air is combustion, but it also helps keep engine temperatures lower. So not only is this a visible difference, but it's also functional. Having this Cowl induction kit on the engine actually allowed me to also add a cool little feature to the engine bay for car shows. So because the pan has this lip where it kind of comes out like this with the seal around it, we were able to take an LED light strip, set it up with some magnets on the back of it that magnetize to the pan up under this lip all the way up against the pan, and they wrap all the way around the circle for the pan. And I run a power wire down behind the engine that shows. That power wire connects to a battery pack that has some magnets on the back of it and magnetizes to the bottom of the oil pan when the car is parked and obviously not running. Flip a switch on that power bank and there's LED lights all in the engine bay for the car. It was really cool watching people come up and see the car with the lights in the engine bay at the show, because so many people were looking around, dipping their heads in, trying to find out where those lights are coming from. It was really a good attention grabber and got people to really kind of pay more attention to the car when there's so many other cars, especially shows like the Pigeon Forge Rod Run, when they have so many nice cars, just a little attention grabber to get people coming over to the Nova instead of maybe overlooking it like they might have originally. But I think that the LED lights glowing blue in the engine bay just gives it a really super nice touch. And because it's magnetic, when the car is running, we want to drive it, it's not in there all the time. We only put it in at shows when the car's sitting, because obviously you don't want the heat from the engine bay and all that stuff going on under there to affect the LED lights, maybe make them go bad. So it's something we can take off and put on as needed. This is the LED setup that I'm using under the hood of the car. So you can see here we have an LED strip. This is just a strip I bought on Amazon. It's blue only. There's not a multicolor option for this one. And I don't need any other colors, just blue. So this is what I got. And you'll see that we have magnetic strips along it. We started with just trying these little pieces of magnets in certain locations, kind of measured out around it. But we realized when we first tested it that wasn't quite strong enough to hold it up. It kept falling down, sliding down the pan when we put it on. So then we ran some magnetic tape to fill in all the other areas around it. We had a place here we do have to fix. The adhesive is kind of coming off the LED strip right there, but we can get that fixed with some super glue, no problem. So this is where the wires for the LED strip come out. So in here, I've got two connectors that are taking the wires from the LED strip and connecting them to another set of wires that I've added to lengthen this whole section. And then that set of wires comes around. There's a connection point at the end of this, right down here, and then it connects to the two wires for the barrel plug. This barrel plug plugs into this battery bank right here. It's got magnets on it, so it's catching everything. We got magnets on the back of it because this actually magnetizes to the bottom of the oil pan when we're at car shows to make it easy to access and flip on and off. So we'll just have this barrel plug plugged in here, and then we'll flip on the switch, and there's the lights lit up right there. This power bank is really nice. It's actually one I got on Amazon. It's a Talent Cell battery bank. I don't remember what the capacity is right now, but I'll put it on the screen once I do the video editing so that you'll know what this capacity is. But this thing lasted a really long time. So you can see the indicators here of how much battery are in it. You see it's got 3 right there, 2 are out. This is about how much battery I would have left at the end of the day of leaving it on for the car show for the entire day. It would go on a little bit before 9 a.m. when the doors would open for spectators to come in. And it would stay on until 6 o'clock at night when we would be shutting down and leaving the Conte Center to go back home, because that's when the show would shut down for the day. And at the end of the day, I would have these 3 dots left. So lasted a long time, would last a lot longer, but I'd always unplug it every time we left and just take it home and recharge it overnight just to make sure I had plenty of battery for the next day. But yeah, this is the setup we would use. Everything's magnetic, easily removable when we don't want it on the car, so we can drive the car easily without damaging any of these components. Plug it in when we're ready, flip the switch, turn it on, and then flip the switch, turn it off, unplug it, and we're ready to drive the car again. We have done some other work that I will talk about in an upcoming video. Didn't want to put everything in one, didn't want it to be super long. So I just wanted to talk about what happened in the engine bay in this video, and then we'll talk about some other stuff coming up. Got 2 other things that we worked on that I think are really cool and maybe helpful actually for someone working on a car, because one of the items is something we were having trouble actually getting to work for a long time, and we ended up being able to work something in to make it work now. So y'all stay tuned if you want to find out what it is that took us so long to get working on this 1970 Chevy Nova. If you like adding the polished stainless steel ceramic headers, if you like the added touch of the Cowl induction that we've set up on the hood, if you like the little touch we added for car shows with the LED lights, give the video a thumbs up or leave a little comment down below. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. There will be more Nova videos coming up, so make sure you're subscribed so you know when those drop. But for now, this is Southpaw Garage signing out.